Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Hey, very interesting how people tend to, some people, we all do sometimes, tend to focus on the closest goals, attainable goals, without looking at the implications of attaining those goals. So you think, yeah, short-term goals, you think, oh, we should accomplish this. But then maybe if you accomplish these goals, the consequences of accomplishing this would be negative for you in the long term. Whereas not accomplishing these goals that you set right now would be better in long term than accomplishing them. I think this is where the West is with Ukraine and Russia. They try to accomplish a victory, okay, short term, of Ukraine over Russia. However they think it might look, even though I think they're very delusional in how they think that would look. So they think that if they achieve this goal here, the short-term goal, everything else is going to be okay after that. Well, I think achieving, if that could be achieved, achieving this short-term goal of defeating Russia, however that might be, eventually, in the long term, or maybe very close term, short term, would be very, very negative than this goal being attained. So you rather not attain this, accomplish this, than accomplishing it. So I'm going to tell you what I mean by that after I read this article. This article comes from Ukraine Forum, and it's from 18th of September 2022. Group of German experts supports Europe's transfer of battle tanks to Ukraine's armed forces. This is the short term. Supply them with that for the goal of winning the conflict. The supply of battle tanks, in particular Leopard, to Ukraine would be an urgent need rather than an escalation. That's how they think. It's just a need, it's not an escalation. The Russian will be a-okay with that. These are experts, supposedly, okay? And such a German initiative would create trust and serve the security of Europe. So this is what the experts say. We're going to give them tanks to Ukraine. That would, Russians will not see it as an escalation. And by giving tanks to Ukraine, since the Russians will not see it as an escalation, we will be safer, right? Yes. No, wrong. Once you supply them with tanks, the Russians will see that a red line being crossed and will use nuclear weapons on your shit. All right? You achieve the first goal, but the second, the consequence is going to be the Russians fucking you up. Let's put it this way. Sorry for my American language. Perfect. All right. So three, like Trinity, Zhmyhal, Zelensky, and what's his name, Rednikov, or whatever his name is, the three, leaders of Ukraine. The three political scientists from the European Council on International Relations. Can you imagine how much money and how much importance these people have compared to, let's say, me? I don't know you, but you're watching me. So it seems like we are not, very, very high over there on the food chain, are we? Right? So otherwise we would make the policies, but they make the policies for us. So that's what I'm implying. So these three very, very important people, right, who are the political scientists from European Council of International Relations, Gustav is there, Gustav Gressel, Raphael Loss, and Jana Paglierni, so we have diversity of sex, I don't know about other diversity, said this in an article in the German news outlet Zeit. Ukraine Forum reports, and I'm quoting these experts, okay? The territory gained by the Ukrainian armed forces over the past few days clearly show that their defensive struggle is by no means hopeless. It's true. It's like you have a boxing game and one punches you 100 times and you punch one time. And they say, huh, see? That punch? That punch, man. That's the one, man. He might be winning this fight. All right. This is what is... And these are scientists. I told you already, right? This struggle is by no means hopeless. But for the liberation of other cities occupied by Russian troops. So that punch of the boxer that punched one time against the 100 that was punched by the other one, by no means is hopeless. On the contrary, what did these guys do to me? On the contrary, it shows that the liberation of other cities, he might win. We don't know yet. It's only one punch, but it might win the fight with that one. For liberation of other cities occupied by Russian troops, Western supplies of weapons remain absolutely necessary. They should also include main battle tanks, the experts say. Okay, let's say, as I said, you supply the tanks, then what? The Russians will not see it as an escalation because they're idiots, right? So, from the beginning of the war, okay, I'm not going to go to that one because it's propaganda. All right, so it's time to take one more step in military support and equip Ukraine with Leopard 2 main battle tanks. Experts say. Remember my mountain slope theory? Okay, scheme? They are right there. We're gonna give them tanks. They started with helmets, with helmets, condoms, and all that, and now they got to, we're gonna give them tanks. And then the next one is going to be airplanes, and then we're going to them troops, and then we're going to them everything we want. And Russia is going to be like, it's okay, I don't see it as an escalation. That's no. And what do you think the Russians will do if they're losing? Will they activate their policy, the protocol of using nuclear weapons? I think yes. But the experts think that they are not even concerned if they're losing. They are just more vodka, and that would clear everything for us. They recalled that apart from the Bundeswehr, 12 other European armies use tanks of this type. These are more than 2,000 tanks in various modifications. Not all of these tanks are immediately suitable for use in Ukraine, but in order to equip one Ukrainian tank brigade with combat-ready equipment, at least about 90 tanks should be found at first. All right, what do you want? This is what is going on here. So the federal government should seize the initiative and together with European partners create a consortium to support Ukraine. The more of the 13 user states join their efforts, the smaller will be a decrease in the combat readiness of their own armed forces. It's logical. And then the money, we're going to ask the international banks. That's what it says here. But I did it in a straight, unweasel-like way. You know, they say about the finance and the people and this and that. No, they're going to ask the bankers. That's what's going to be. So, as I said, short term, the Russian will become... The experts already know the Russians don't even care if they lose. I mean, why would you... If you give them tanks... The tanks, so they said it, is to liberate the rest. So the Russians will not see it as an escalation whatsoever. They don't even care. Believe the three guys over here, okay? Important guys, experts, political scientists, all right? Of the European Union Council of... whatever. Okay, so there you have them. What do you think? What do you think is going on with those three weasels? What should we do in a normal society? Pack, boom, out, fired, gone. Your diploma, like this, go back to, I don't know. I don't want to insult anybody, okay, anybody's job. But they're not good at theirs. But they are right there. So yeah, Russians will be okay, because if you give them tanks, these guys will win, we're going to push the Russians, and the Russians will be okay, and we are all safe. Great, good plan. Yes, let's go. Let's get going. All of the 13 countries, bring them tanks, a 90 at first or whatever, and then 200 or 300 next, and the Russians will be okay. They will not say, wait a second, we're gonna activate our nuclear doctrine. Boom, 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 zoom. And the experts are where? Hey, they're gonna be ashes coming down on whomever is left. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. I'm so angry with these idiots.